Welcome to the Whiskey Note Podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the Whiskey
Episode 1.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am Dave.
And I am Burnsy.
He's also called Colin, but for the sake of this, we're going to call him Burnsy.
Yes.
Because that's what I know him as better. And that brings me to what this episode is about.
I wonder what it is about.
I don't know. It might be about a certain whiskey that's in the background there, but I think it's more why that whiskey is important to us.
Yeah.
And that brings us to also why you're called Burnsy, because that's when I met you, you were called Burnsy. And one of the whiskeys, shall we say, that has really brought us together.
Yeah, initially, yes.
Is the one and only.
I wonder what it is.
It's Mr. Jack Daniels, everybody.
Me and Jackie boy.
So I went a wee bit fancy with this one. I didn't go for the normal bottle. I went for the gentleman Jack because we're a wee bit more sophisticated these days.
You're a gentleman. You are a gentleman.
I am. But no, I got this one because this is actually, I've never tried this straight.
No.
I don't think I've ever tried Jack Daniels straight. I think it's always been Jack and Coke.
JD&C?
Yeah.
JD&C.
And I thought, well, we'll go with this, but this is meant to be a wee bit nicer, obviously, because it's the gentleman one. And it's double charred, which makes it a bit more mellow.
Double charred.
I know.
Double charred cask.
I have no idea what that means. I think it just means that they burn the wood twice.
Yeah.
And
let it mature.
But speaking of Jack and Coke, do you know when it's said that the first Jack and Coke was ever made?
No.
Do you want to have a guess?
The first Jack and Coke ever made. Like what year?
Yeah, guess a year.
Ooh. Damn, Daniel.
No, he's not here.
He'll be brought in later. 1894.
No.
Lower, higher.
Higher.
Oh, shit. Right, okay. 1935?
No.
That's probably prohibition.
1907.
1907?
That's like the first one in existence. Well, not in existence, but it's the first recorded one of a Jack Daniels and Coke, apparently. Don't know. Don't know if it's true or not. That's what Google says, so I trust it empirically because Google said it.
And if Google says it's true, it's true. Same as Wiki.
But we're here to try whiskey, so do you want to do the honors?
Yeah.
Do you want to crack that bad boy open? Do you want to get a wee bit of the ASMR up in the microphone there?
Yes, please. Oh, baby.
Everyone, shh. Oh, that sounded good.
That's the good stuff.
That's a good sound. Now, get us a little wee bit there. Get us a wee smudge. We smudge. Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
It's not enough.
No, it's not enough. Oh, I love the way you poured that. It's like you needed both hands.
It's a big bottle, dude. It is a big bottle.
And you're just like, get that there with
at the front.
just take it and with the grippers.
It is, man, it's a big bottle.
It's a lovely bottle. Look, that's one thing, because I think one of the big things I think that attracts people most to Jack Daniels in general is the brand. Like, you know, just the way that iconic bottle looks, and the fact, like, the old number 7 as well. Do you know where that comes from?
No, actually.
Old number 7. See, I went and did, I have my magic book here, you see.
You went and done your
this,
notes?
This has all my notes, and this tells me everything I need to know. So
Google has nothing on your notepad. No.
My notepad is Google. No, so the thing about it was, back when Jack Daniels registered, it was a thing by basically the government. So their registered district where they were registering the bottle or the trademark, whatever it was District 7.
Oh, good, okay.
However, the government then went back and redrew all the county lines.
Yeah.
And it was then in District 16. So that's why it's called Old Number 7.
Old number 7.
See?
Oh.
That's really good.
The fact of the day.
I'm just going to take them off as I go along. I said Old Number 7 was one. I said the whiskey Coke was 1907. See? I'm getting all these out of the way.
Going through them all.
But again, so this is going to be the first time I've ever tried this neat. I said straight, I meant neat. But it just has like a lovely color to it, and it is just one of the all-time sort of favorite whiskeys of pretty much anyone in the world.
Yeah.
Who likes whiskey anyway, or at least it's a starter whiskey.
It's definitely a starter whiskey to get people off on the ball running. I think for me, it started me off on whiskey, and I think it started you off on whiskey, I believe.
It did and it didn't. It wasn't the first. It wasn't the whiskey that basically got me into whiskey.
Oh.
But it was definitely one of the first whiskeys I tried. And again, sort of growing up, sort of like that 18, 19 age, it was just constantly going out. I struggled to find a drink. You know, when I was legally allowed to drink in in Ireland, I wasn't a big fan of beer. Like, going through trying to find your drink.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a step.
Yeah,
it's a step-by-step process.
Oh, it smells good. I wasn't a big beer. Hated cider. Didn't go for shots, like just your Sambuca and tequila and stuff like that. Just wasn't for me.
Okay.
And then this is sort of where the story comes from, with like, why it's such a big thing in our friendship as well. It was one of the first, one of your first gigs I was at, and me and Daniel went to watch his, and I think it was in the Empire, and it was Jack and Coke, and that's what I got, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be my drink. It was so good.
It. Hallelujah.
No, but I love the smell of Jack Daniels. It smells really good. Have a whiff. Have a wee sniff.
Oh, getting that char.
You're getting me a bit of char. Getting that mellowness. That double char. That double char. No, it's again, because it's a bourbon. Bourbons tend to be very sweet. This one in particular, because it's not the original number 7, it's the Gentleman Jack. I don't know if it's sweeter or if the original one's going to be more sweet. But
I get a lot of toffee off that.
Like caramel. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the smell of it. I'm going to take a wee sip.
Ooh, tipple. Join.
See, that's gorgeous.
Oh, we'll have to do it properly. Pick it up.
He's going in for another one. See, again, I did a wee bit of research on this, because we're not, by no stretch of the imagination, are we any kind of like whiskey connoisseurs. We know what we like, and we drink what we like. And going off taste and stuff like that, I don't know if we have much of a palate to be able to turn around and say, oh, it tastes like vanilla and it tastes like this and tastes like this. But I get it from that.
I think maybe going more into whiskey and doing more of the tours and tasting. Sorry, I think we can sort of develop a bit of more of a palate tasting.
Yeah.
Tasting palate, and sort of pick up on the vanilla notes, the potpourri flavors, and dried fruits and spices, and the herbs and spices.
But what I will say about that goes down very, very smooth. And
smooth as Tennessee
it doesn't burn the throat. And there's whiskeys that we've drank before where I taste them and I'm like, ugh, like that's my throat gone for the night.
Yeah, it is a 40 APV.
Yeah.
So it's not a cask strength where it's not, it's obviously going to be watered down.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give that harsh burn, that initial harsh burn for drinking it neat.
Yeah.
I'm still getting that toffee taste off.
Mm-hmm.
It is lovely.
Yeah, I am. I'm getting that. I think this is probably one of the first whiskeys where I've actually been able to, and I say whiskey, I know it's a bourbon, and we'll get into that in a second, but
where's the pinky? Get the pinky.
Mate, I'm too busy trying to get my nose out of the way than get the pinky in. No, again, even on the second taste, when you're like trying to find like different notes, it still doesn't burn. One of the things I'm noticing, and this is something again from like watching other people who are whiskey tasters and stuff like that, about where the taste is sitting, and it's sitting very like at the tip of my tongue.
Take a bit of tongue, take the lips.
It's not hitting, like it's basically getting halfway down my tongue and then it's almost dissipating.
Yes.
There's no burn. There's no. It's literally just the taste is staying there, but it only lingers at the front of the mouth, basically.
Okay. Are you picking up any notes on the taste?
No, anything? Again, it's the same sort of thing. I'm not going for what flavor I can pick up. I'm just going, it's very sweet. That's very what's the fancy word for it? Palatable.
Moorish. It's Moorish.
Moorish, yes.
Definitely Moorish.
Dangerous.
No, it's
Which,
dangerous.
again, when you're 18, 19, drinking that with Coke, like
that goes down well.
Yeah, I think that's why it's such a good mixer. But I think it also stands to reason that it can be set aside as its own thing. You don't need to mix that.
No, for the the gentleman jacket doesn't need to be mixed. You can have that neat. Where the old number 7 is more famous for the Jack Daniels and Coke, and it's sort of really famous for the Jack Daniels and Coke, and the whole musician side of things and stuff come into it as well. As you said, you went to the gig and they had the Jack Daniels and Coke on, and that's where you started off on it. For me, it done the same sort of thing. I started into whiskey with Jack Daniels and Coke. I tried a little bit of everything. I did like beer. I just like alcohol. I'm Irish. I'm sorry. I like alcohol. And I first tried Jack, and I was like, don't know. And then I started really getting into it. And I went, that's good. And I started slowly, because I've seen Slash, Keith Richards, the main thing that I think of is Tommy Lee and Nicky Six having a drink off with a bottle of Jack. And seeing this as a musician at the time, I'm like, I have to try it. It's an influencer, so I have to give it a go. And I started drinking Jack and Coke. I went, yeah, okay, I'm starting to work into this. And it started slowly through the years. Once you start getting older, your taste completely changes.
Yeah, 100%.
So the Coke started waning away a little bit.
Yeah.
And the whiskey started increasing, unfortunately. And here we are today, drinking neat.
It gets more expensive.
Yeah. Get the credit cards out. It's a dear hobby.
Well, again, you said something very interesting there as well. And I think it goes with bourbon, because bourbon works a bit differently than your standard whiskies. So for a whiskey to be a whiskey, as we know, it has to be matured in a barrel. In this case, oak. It has to be matured in an oak barrel for 3 years. And once that 3-year mark hits,
it's legally a whiskey.
Then that's when it's become a whiskey. Whereas with bourbon, the requirement is only 2 years.
Oh, cop out.
But again, what the difference between that is, a bourbon uses a virgin cask, so it's the first.
Yeah.
So it's going to get the lion's share of what
of
the oak taste and everything, of the wood and stuff like that sort of soaks into it. So,
and from that taste, you can really pick up the charred oak from the gentleman Jack.
No, it's. I'm really surprised actually how much I'm enjoying this. And again, for anyone who's like wanting to start out on maybe just adventure and being like, I want to be a whiskey drinker, I'm going to try my first whiskey. Maybe not the worst way to go, like.
Definitely not.
Without having to pay
stupid money.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good starting whiskey. Good starting whiskey if you want to try it neat, or try it with a little bit of, even a little bit of water, a little bit of ice, whatever way you want to try whiskey, or whatever way it works for you.
See, I don't even think I'd need to add anything to that.
No.
There's definitely whiskeys I have in my collection where I'd be adding water to them. I'd be adding maybe ice to them. It just depends. That stands by itself.
Yeah, it does.
I genuinely don't think I'd be putting anything to that. But again, I think because it's coming from a brand new barrel, and it's like it's as fresh a whiskey as you're going to get with being bourbon, it's probably why it's become so popular, because you're getting it's such a sweet tasting whiskey. You're not you're not going in and being hit with, as you said, like rich fruits and perfumey kind of taste that may not be what you're looking for.
Yeah,
it just is sweet.
And for like somebody who's starting off in whiskey, you don't want that harsh burn. You don't want that. No. Especially if you're trying it neat, you don't want the that's harsh.
Yeah.
And put yourself off a new adventure. So for me, that's a great starter, because it's not too harsh on the ethanol level, or like I said, it's a 40 ABV. So, it's not too harsh. It's not too strong. It's just a good.
And I think it's again, for a night out and all that kind of stuff. And it's, I think at this point, I should also turn around and say that, you know, when it comes to a Jack and Coke, especially, with it being, you know, so easy to drink, as well, you have to really, really be responsible when you're drinking these.
Drink responsibly, guys. Drink responsibly.
No, I'm dead serious, because
drink responsibly.
Whilst, I mean, if I'm out drinking a Jack and Coke, I don't have a hangover the next day. Nowhere near anywhere as if I was drinking Guinness or something like that. You know,
I thought you were going to say nowhere near when I was 20. You know, when I could have a hangover.
Oh no, I'd have a hangover after drinking this.
I get a 3-day hangover.
No, but it's one of those ones where you can go out. I feel you can enjoy yourself, not overindulge in it.
Yeah,
and you know you're coming away. You know, because again, if you're just putting pints and pints and pints away all night,
you don't see them go down.
No, and I don't know. I think it's something that's very enjoyable. If you're going out to just have a good night out, a Jack and Coke is a very safe bet to enjoy yourself and hopefully not go crazy with it.
Yeah, make it home in one piece. Yeah, and wake up in one piece. Not with a splitting headache.
But again, and it's very interesting because where this is made in Lynchburg,
Tennessee.
It's a dry state.
Oh.
So you're not allowed to buy, sell, or consume alcohol.
In Lynchburg?
So
prohibition back in Lynchburg?
The state of Lynchburg, where Jack Daniels, the most famous whiskey in the world, is made, you're not allowed to buy or drink it there. Or sell it.
That's sacrilegious. What?
I think it was, again, from looking at it, I think from like 1995... they allow you to buy a souvenir bottle. I don't think it's not going to be a bottle that size. I think it's very limited to what you're allowed to actually buy from it.
Right.
But it's so bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
You're just not allowed to, no alcohol whatsoever.
See, I said when you said a dry state, I thought you meant like it didn't get any rainfall.
No.
Oh, like alcohol dry.
Yeah. No alcohol whatsoever.
Right. Oh, that's bad.
but it's bad and it's also good. Because, I mean, I think one of the things that they sort of pride themselves on, other than that, is that in the town or in whatever it is that the distillery's in, they only have one set of traffic lights. That's it. Like one traffic light.
No drunk driving.
No drunk driving. No going out late and partying because
Boo.
You can't go out and drink. You know, there isn't bars and restaurants. Well, there's restaurants, I'm sure, but you can't go out and drink. So all of a sudden, it's a very safe community to be in because even though it's the exporter of the
biggest whiskey
in the world, can't drink it there.
But
I'd still go over and do the distillery tour because I'd say it'd be very interesting.
I'd love to do the distillery tour. That would be great.
But yeah, I'm going to give you another fun fact.
Oh, the fun fact of the day.
So no, it wasn't a fun fact. I'm going to ask you a question, and you can sort of tell me. So it has been established, and it's very well known that Jack Daniels is probably the #1 selling whiskey in the world.
Yes.
How many bottles do you think they sell a year?
A year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
We are no way, by the way, endorsed by Jack Daniels.
No.
Just thought I'd say that.
A year?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say maybe 40 million bottles. 100 million? 140 million? 60? 50?
150 million bottles.
150 million bottles?
Oh, yeah.
What? What? That's insane.
And that's just that bottle. That's not including this. That's not including the single barrel. That's not including any of the other stuff they do.
You know what I would love to know? And guys, if you're able to find this out, please leave a comment and let us know. How much bottles, I wonder, is lost through Angelsshire per day or per year?
Well, again, so something like this, an average bottle of Jack Daniels is anywhere up to 4 years. So 4 years in a cask, it's not going to lose that much.
Not much, yeah. You're not going to get...
The oldest bottle they sell in Jack Daniels is a 12-year. So even with that, you're not going to lose too much. For anyone who doesn't know what an angel share is, in the distilling process, when they're in the oak cask, over time, it evaporates. It just disappears, and that's why older whiskey is way more expensive, because there's just less of it in the barrel. But I'd say no, because again, it's brand new barrel, so it's literally been assembled, put together, so it hasn't been tampered with. It has, you're going to fill that 200 liters in a barrel, something like that. I don't think you're going to lose too much of that over 4 years.
No, but it's the biggest whiskey in the world. Like, I wonder how much they lose. I wonder what the profit, how much money they lose just on angel share alone. I think I was reading something stupid last week or something on the Middleton distillery. I know it's nothing to do with Jack, but I read somewhere that Middleton lose around 40,000 bottles a day on angel share.
Because I mean, and are you talking Middleton, or are you talking about like the entire?
No, the Middleton.
Just Middleton by itself. Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm just going, that's insane. Like, that's 40,000 bottles a day is a lot of money.
That's why their main whiskey is it's the Middleton Very Rare, because it's very rare. Well, it's not very rare, but they always do it in like a limited time, and it's expensive. Yeah. I'll bring out one of those bottles.
Oh, yeah. Man it up.
We'll do that. He's just looking over at my whiskey collection going, yes, bring that box out now.
Tempting me, I'm not going to lie.
We'll do that if we ever, when we get our Patreon started, we'll maybe make that the first episode. Yeah. Or we'll do a wee Bushmills Millennium Malt or something like that.
Oh, yes.
If producer Holly will let me open that bottle.
Maybe.
Oh, she said maybe. Okay, maybe. We might be allowed that one.
That's just a maybe. We'll maybe work that into yes soon. Don't worry.
No.
We'll see how much Patreons we get.
What so it's been sitting for a while now. Are you getting any other sort of aftertastes with it? It's pretty much gone from my palate. Like it's not there anymore.
It's different on the nose now.
I think so. Smell is like 80% of what you're actually tasting. So when you take a smell of something, or when you taste something, you've got 20% of it is on your taste buds, and the rest of it is actually just through smell. That's why they say if like you're eating something and you pinch your nose, you're not going to taste it. So that's why they always smell it first as well, because you are going to get like all that sort of like sweetness and everything from the start.
The glass has good legs too. Some good legs on it.
I have good legs. I've been working out.
She got legs.
My legs. No, it does. Again, it's.
Try one more.
Oh, you just finished off, did you?
I did. I'm not gonna lie. It was good.
No, I like it.
The more it sits, it actually gets smoother. Like, yes, I got a little bit of ethanol burn, but I got nothing on that last one. Nothing at all. That was really good.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum,
See,
yum.
right, now, that's interesting. See, when you're drinking it, do you let it sit for a second, or do you just take it and down in one?
I have to let it breathe.
Yeah.
Have to let that whiskey breathe. Although, once you let it breathe, you let the vapors out. The vapors. The hydrophobic vapors out. I don't know. I'm going to pretend like it sounds good. No, you have to let it breathe. And once you let it breathe, you're getting the aromas out. That's what I meant to say.
That's why I sort of brought these glasses out as well, because there's about 50 different types of whiskey glasses that you can actually get. This one, I feel it captures the smell better. It is a good like tasting glass. Yeah. And again, if you go to any sort of distillery, these are the kind of glasses that they'll bring out and let you taste in. I can't remember the name of this glass. I'm going to have to look it up. That's going to be in my Google search for next week. All the names of the different glasses. Search. I know Rock's glass. That's about it.
It is a nice glass, and you can get your nose into that glass very well.
I cannot.
You can't?
No. I got a big nose.
I'll stick my nose into that glass.
If I get my nose in there, I'll sniff it up.
No, that's good.
No, I'm going to finish this off now. That was lovely.
That was good.
Yep. Oh, there it is. It tells you on the bottom what the glass is called. Glencairn glass. There you go.
Glencairn glass.
Glencairn glass. Or I've just made that up. I don't know. No, that was extremely delicious.
That was good.
Go on.
Enjoyed that.
Hit me with some knowledge. Do you have any knowledge?
I don't have a knowledge, but I'm going to do a section called Burnsy's Question of the Day.
Burnsy's Question of the Day.
Burnsy's Question of the Day. If I can remember my question of the day. Oh no. Oh no. So, being influenced by a lot of rock stars to get into Jack. I actually can't remember my question.
That's okay. I remember his question because he sent it to me yesterday.
I said,
can you prepare an answer for this question, please?
Yes.
And I was like, yes, I can. Of course I can.
Thanks.
So do you want me to ask you the question? Do you want me to ask you your question?
I go for it, and then I want you to answer it.
So, out of all,
spot the prepared one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my wee book, so it's okay. So, out of all the known sort of associated rock stars and musicians,
I got it back.
Do you want to finish up? Do you want to finish the question off? Go on ahead.
Go on. So, round two. Sorry about that. So obviously being influenced by a lot of musicians into Jack. Who, past or present, what musician famously known to drink Jack would you want to share a tipple with, and why?
So I had to think about this. So there's a lot of musicians out there that has been seen and they have Jack Daniels and they're like, oh yeah, I love my Jack and Coke and all that kind of stuff. I've come down to two.
Oh, only two?
And the first one is, it's a bit left field for me, but there's a reason for it, which is Frank Sinatra.
Oh yes.
And it's only because I'm not a big fan of that kind of music.
Really?
But
your cousin will be disappointed.
I know.
He'll be ashamed of you.
I know, but
that's an unsubscribe right now. Chris, if you're listening, I do apologize. He loves Frank Sinatra. He does.
The reason for Sinatra is he has his own blend of Jack Daniels, so his own bottle.
Oh.
And I've always sort of coveted that bottle.
Right.
So I might have to at some point splurge out and go and get it. One of my favorite guitar players, Mark Tremonti, has recently went out and he's started doing Sinatra stuff as well, and he's released a Frank Sinatra album.
Oh.
So that's how it's sort of been brought into things that I'm listening to at the minute, just purely because of what he's been doing.
Okay.
So that one.
It's very detailed.
And then,
I
I didn't even write this down.
No, that's
this is off the noggin.
Well done. Good winging it.
The second one, and again, he's not a known affiliate where it's like, it's not like Lemmy from Motorhead where like,
Keith Richards.
Yeah, or it's Chad Kroeger from Nickelback.
Ooh,
he's bound to be a Jack and Coke kind of guy, or even just a Jack kind of guy.
There is good Canadian whiskey now. Is he? He could be staying homebound, going Canada.
Nah, he's toured the world that much. I'd say a good old Jack Daniels is bound to be in the repertoire of his drinks.
I'm gonna put it out there, Chad. If you're listening, drop a comment. Let us know what you're drinking. Are you drinking Jack? Are you drinking Canadian whiskey? Let us know. Dave wants to know because he wants to share a tipple with you.
I didn't know there was Canadian whiskey.
Oh yeah.
What is there?
I don't know. But
that's another podcast.
That's a complete new podcast.
No, I like that. I know a wee bit of this.
Oh yeah.
I know it's early, but
that was good.
It was really, really tasty.
Good answer.
Producer Holly, do you want a wee glass? Get your glass. Here comes another wee glass.
Just a hand.
Notice how much bigger Producer Holly's glass is than mine. She definitely wants some of this. By the way, just Producer Holly is my wife, so I'm just.
Hi, Producer Holly. Hi.
You can have a little bit. There you go.
For anyone that was questioning just a random hand to come into the scene, that was Producer Holly.
Spilling it. Burns,
that's why I use two hands. Yeah. It's a two-handed bottle.
Right, go on.
You
port. You port.
I'm sorry. It could second as a weapon.
I'm good at making the notes and all that kind of stuff. You've got a bit of a... Look at that. That's just... Give me a straw.
That's the angel's share. That's the angel's share.
Just cover that up. Say nothing.
That's the angel's share.
I didn't do anything there. That was terrible. That was awful.
Oh,
I know.
For anyone that wants to hear this, it's good.
So
that's nice.
Again, and this is such a weird thing as well. So I think anyone who's wanting to start whiskey, the design and detail and all that kind of stuff, and how it's branded is a huge thing. I know people say don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm judging, and that's class.
Yeah, it is nice.
And if you look at, like, and we'll go into, because there's going to be other episodes where we're going to be talking about, different whiskies and all that kind of stuff and how they've rebranded.
Oh yeah, there has been a lot of rebranding lately.
I think that's what's playing. Marketing online is so huge these days.
Yeah.
Just making the bottle look good.
Yes.
Can almost do like 80% to 90% of the actual work for you.
Well, the first thing you see is the bottle.
Yeah.
Before you smell it or taste it or do anything, that is the marketing, is the bottle of it. But on a second note, producer Holly just take a swig.
Oh, a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
Lovely.
She loves that, so she does.
It's lovely.
That was lovely.
Any tasting notes there, Holly? Anything jotted down?
Be nice with a bit of Coke.
Oh
no!
Oh, she's doing a GD and C.
Do you know what I've just realised? Because we're talking about the shape of this bottle. It's called Gentleman Jack. Does that look like the shoulders? And it's actually wearing a suit.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Actually, a bit, yeah.
It's very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they were going for. There's better, smarter people who.
It's a sharp dressed man.
Yeah.
That is a sharp dressed man.
Now, would ZZ Top drink Jack Daniels?
Oh, ZZ Top would be a great drink.
I would drink with ZZ Top.
If he's a sharp dressed man, yeah.
Oh,
And
100%.
Bringing that out, yeah, I would. And I would share that.
That's a ZZ Top drink right there. Has to be. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, I would like to change my answer. And I will say Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons. Sorry, Chad. You're kicked. Sorry, Chad. But still comment, though,
but
please.
He's friends with Chad because they did a song together. So they'd both come. Guys, Chad, Billy, just come on. Look at him.
Chad actually
right
covered
there.
Sharp Dressed Man.
I know he did.
It's all tying in.
It's back to Gentleman Jack.
And Billy introduced Chad into Gentleman Jack.
Telling you, they were sitting. Listen, Billy,
We've made our
there's
story.
space right there for you. Just come on, have a wee seat, and we'll have a wee drink. I think we need to cheers this. Oh well, who would you?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I didn't have an answer from your own question. Although
it was almost me asking the question. So imagine I asked the question.
So if you ask me that question, I would have to say it's iconic for me, and the one thing that always comes into my mind is Tommy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Lee knacking a bottle of Jack.
Whilst upside down on a drum.
Yes, while upside down on a drum and having a drink off a Nicky Six.
Mm-hmm.
How good would it be to have a night out with Tommy Lee on the drink?
And the funny thing is, I'd say he's probably still just as crazy as he was. Like, even if you watch it, like anything with him now.
Yeah. He's just insane.
Yeah.
He outdrank Slash. He outdrank Slash.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
I wouldn't have put Slash down as like
a big drinker.
Well, no, I'm sure he bloody drinks, but I'm saying like out of, if I was to rank rock stars of like who drinks the most, I don't think he'd be in the top 50.
Oh no. I would say Tommy and Nicky would be up there.
Yeah, they'd be the first 10.
I was actually reading or listening to him talking the other day, and he says it got to one point where when they were touring with Nicky, they didn't even drink it anymore. They started shooting it to get it into the blood system quicker.
Don't be doing that.
Do not be doing that, folks.
Don't be doing that.
Do not be doing that. And that's why he has all the tattoos in his arm to cover up the track
cover
marks.
it all up.
And he's just an insane person. Do not do that. Drink responsibly.
That's bold. That's very bold.
That's very bold. But on a night out, Tommy Lee would be insane.
Okay,
that'd be a great night out. You're not coming home. Even if it's a quiet one.
I was gonna say that's not a night out.
No, if it's a quiet one and you're sitting having a tipple with him, imagine the stories that guy comes off with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I was out this night with insert famous person's name in this part of the story.
Ozzy Osbourne started rubbing poo against the walls or something,
No. Stop that. No, this is delicious. And I highly recommend going to get a bottle.
Definitely.
Because I'm keeping this one.
Well, so you think it's getting stuck into the bag and I'm not going back.
No. Well, I think that's it for this episode because I want to finish this off and then just go. I don't know. I want more information. I want to know more because there is a lot more that didn't cover. But to be honest, it's not as interesting as what we've talked about. Double charred, Gentleman Jack, 150 million, 150 million bottles a year. Oh, number 7. Sponsor us.
Sponsor. And they ended on a sláinte.
Yeah.
Sláinte Macara.
Sláinte Macara. That's nice.
Oh.
Didn't that?
Hold
on.
Right
Bring that right up to.
Ooh.
That's a good sign off.
One more time. Sláinte Macara.
Ooh.